Did you know ducks do not wear socks? That's what it says. I didn't know ducks didn't wear socks. Well, obviously, this is a fiction book. It's a book here to entertain us. Now, if I were to go find this book on the shelf, do you remember how I'd look for it? I would look at the author's first three letters of their last name. Now, the author here is John Nedwelk or Ned Widdecke. Ned Widdecke. So I'd look for N-E-D. And the fiction section is in alphabetical order. It starts with A. It goes to Z. Yeah, so N would be somewhere in the middle. N-E-D. You'd find it. Now, what if you don't know the author's last name? That would be pretty hard. So Google does a great job. If you know the name of the book, Google it. Hey, Google, who wrote Ducks Don't Wear Socks? And it'll come up. I think my phone actually picked that up. Let's see if it says it. It does. It's being very quiet. So, John Nedwidick. Ned Widdecke. Here we go. Ducks don't wear socks. Emily was a serious girl. She looks serious. The big book of serious things she's holding. One day, while she was in a serious mood, taking a serious walk, she met Duck. Duck was definitely not serious. I agree. What do you think? Duck, asked Emily, what are you wearing? Socks, yelled Duck. Ducks don't wear socks, replied Emily, quite seriously. Cold feet, yelled Duck, and off he went. I wear socks when I have cold feet. The next day they met again. Emily was still serious. Duck was still not. No socks, laughed Duck. But, Emily pointed out quite earnestly, you're wearing a tie, and ducks don't wear ties. Big meeting, yelled Duck, and off he ran, tie flapping in the wind. Now, are you more like Emily, or are you more like Duck? I'll have to say, sometimes I'm like Emily, sometimes I'm like Duck. The day after, Emily was still a serious girl, but she almost smiled when she saw Duck again. A hat? Asked Emily. I have never seen a duck wear a hat. That's a huge hat. Late for roundup, yelled Duck, and off he galloped into the sunset. Emily almost laughed, but she bit her lip and she managed to stay serious until the next day. I wonder what happens on the next day. Do you see what room she's going into? Music lessons? Duck, Emily began to ask, are those boots? Yelled Duck. Fields to plow, crops to plant. Okay. Stay off the flowers or get a ticket. Oh, there we go. He's getting a ticket. Did you see the sign over here? Yeah. Emily's lips slowly curled into a smile, and she kept smiling until the next day when... I wonder what's left. What else could the duck want to wear? Oh, this is funny. Do you want to see it? Should I share? Yeah? Okay, here we go. Duck! Exclaimed Emily at the sight of Duck wearing underwear, yelled Duck. I have never, ever seen a duck wearing underwear, Emily gasped. Pants on the line, yelled Duck, and off he sailed. Not the least bit embarrassed, Emily smiled, and she began to giggle. Did you giggle? I giggled. Crazy duck. Before she went to sleep that night, Emily laughed just a little bit to herself. What do you think she was thinking about? I think she was thinking about Duck in his underwear. I don't think I would do that to make somebody laugh. I'd be too embarrassed. The next day, Emily just happened to meet Duck again. But this time, Emily, called Duck, what are you wearing? Do you see part of Emily? Now I'm looking and I'm seeing green and then white and black. What do you think? Curious. I'm a duck, laughed Emily. A duck, yelled Duck. Isn't that creative? Emily laughed so hard that she cried. Duck laughed so hard that he quacked. Ha! I love it. And off they went. Private thumbs up if you liked this book. Private heart if you loved it. Ducks don't wear socks, but they can be kind of goofy. But yeah. Okay. Find this book in the library. You know where to go. NED. Have a great day and keep reading.